Father Frank Pavone here, National Director of Priests for Life. It has been a busy day here in D.C., and I hope you have been following and benefiting from our various broadcasts today. We started out at about 10 o'clock this morning right here on this spot in front of the U.S. Supreme Court. We had 3 hours of rally, prayer, testimony, speeches, educational insights into this abortion case that the United States Supreme Court is currently hearing, and for which it will have oral arguments tomorrow. It's called the June Medical Services case. We then went from the Supreme Court over to the National Press Club, where we had a thoroughly exciting and informative press conference. It was attended by the very people from Louisiana, the legislators who introduced the law, which is now being reviewed by the court. The law aimed at women's safety. This is all about protecting women from an unscrupulous abortion industry, and that's why you see the words here, protect women, protect life. And we heard also from members of the United States Congress, which is right across the street from us here. The Congress members from the House and the Senate have weighed in on this case, and we're about to begin a prayer rally here now. For the next hour, we're going to cover the whole thing with you. I'll be leading one of the segments of prayer, and people are gathered here, as you will see, from various parts of the country. Various leaders are here, various clergy, and we are going to have an hour of prayer and worship and music and praise, and more and more people are gathering here. Tomorrow morning, the justices will hear the oral arguments for 1 hour, starting at 10 o'clock. Each side has 30 minutes. And I want to point out to you, friends, that not only are the attorneys arguing from both sides, the attorneys, of course, for the abortion mill will be arguing. They're the ones that brought the case here to the court because the lower court, the Fifth Circuit, upheld the Louisiana law. But then also, Liz Murrell from Louisiana will be arguing on behalf of the state. But the United States has asked for time. Now, what that means is that the Trump administration, in other words, the Solicitor General of the United States, requested of the court time to argue the case. Now, the last time a Solicitor General of the court asked for that was 4 years ago, and it was under Obama, and they were arguing on the pro-abortion side. But now, as a sign, again, that we have the most pro-life president in history, he has weighed in on this, and the Solicitor General of the United States will have 10 minutes to argue in front of the justices tomorrow morning. So that's a very, very important and significant element of what's going on here. And again, it shows the pro-life commitment of our president and of his administration. To let you know what's going to happen here tonight, we're going to have songs of worship interspersed with 4 different segments of prayer of 10 minutes each. The themes of the prayer will be first for the women, again, protect women, the women and the babies. Then the second period of prayer will be for the justices. Then the third period of prayer will be for the attorneys who will be arguing the case. And then finally, I will lead the 4th segment of prayer, which will be for an end to abortion overall. So that is what is happening here tonight. Music interspersed between each of the segments, and you see what's going on here. You see we're right in the shadow of the Capitol building over there, which is a beautiful sun setting behind the Capitol now. A lot of beautiful, powerful symbolism here going on as the court once again considers abortion. Now, it's important to understand this in perspective. As we know, Roe versus Wade legalized abortion in 1973. That was 47 years ago. The court has ruled on abortion and various aspects of abortion dozens of times. And even more cases have been decided about various aspects of the abortion debate by the lower federal courts. Hundreds of cases. So this is yet another one. This is the first major abortion case in 4 years. Of course, we had a case touching on abortion just 2 years ago with the pregnancy centers, but that was more of a free speech case. The NIFLA versus Becerra, which we were very involved in as well. We're getting ready for the rally here. and we have a good sound system, and people are gathering. So we're going to bring this whole thing to you, and we ask you to pray along with us, worship along with us, get other people involved. Share this now on your platform so that other people can join. We're broadcasting now on multiple different platforms, and we wanted to bring this to you and share our efforts with you as we help to organize the various events of today and of tomorrow. We'll be back here early in the morning, and we'll have several hours of, it'll be a lot more crowded and noisy tomorrow. We're expecting a lot of the pro-abortion groups to come out. And let me just say one thing about these pro-abortion groups. They're making people think that this case is going to overturn Roe v. Wade. That is not what we expect to happen. That's not what the case is even about. And what the other side tries to do is they try to hype up their followers to say, oh, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. They did this with the nomination of Brett Kavanaugh to the Supreme Court. This is the first case that Brett Kavanaugh and Neil Gorsuch, the two Supreme Court justices placed there by President Trump, will be hearing and participating in arguments on directly related to abortion. The first case that the two of them will weigh in on the merits of an abortion-related question. So that's, the other side is using that as political fodder, and they're saying, oh, the sky is falling, Roe v. Wade is going to be reversed tomorrow. That's not what's going to happen. We do expect that with a victory in this case, Roe v. Wade will be further trimmed down. It could be a very, very, very narrow, limited step that the court takes in this case, or it could be broader. It's really up to them and how the reasoning and the arguments all pan out. So I want to allow you to listen to some of the music now, and let's get into a spirit of prayer as people gather here for this vigil tonight on the eve of the arguments in the June Medical Services Supreme Court abortion case. Father Frank Pavone here of Priests for Life.